You know, I've lived a long life, seen things I'd rather forget. But there's one story I'll always remember, because it reminds me that sometimes angels don't have wings. Sometimes they have four legs and a wagging tail. This is the story of Milo and how he saved my grandson's life. Milo wasn't just a dog. No, sir. He was family. From the moment little Ethan was born, Milo took it upon himself to be that boy's protector. He followed him everywhere, stood guard by his crib, never let him out of his sight. But one day, that little dog changed. It started when the new babysitter arrived. Claire, her name was, polite girl, had all the right references. My daughter trusted her. But Milo, he didn't. The moment she walked through that door, Milo froze. His ears went back. His tail stopped wagging. And then, for the first time in his life, he growled. Now, that might not sound like much to you, but if you knew Milo, you'd understand. That dog never met a stranger he didn't like. He was friendly to a fault. But not that day. No, sir. That day, he wanted nothing to do with Claire. My daughter laughed it off. "Oh, Milo, don't be silly," she said. But Milo didn't budge. He stood right in front of Ethan's crib, like a soldier on duty. That should have been the first sign. Days passed. But Milo never warmed up to Claire. In fact, his behavior grew more intense. Every time Claire picked up Ethan, Milo tensed. He barked when she got too close. He refused to leave the nursery when she was inside. He even placed himself between them, like a little bodyguard. My daughter thought it was cute at first. "He's just being overprotective," she said. But she was wrong. Milo wasn't just protecting Ethan. He was warning us. Then, strange things started happening. Ethan, usually full of life, started sleeping too much. Too long. At first, my daughter told herself it was just a growth spurt. But deep down, she knew something wasn't right. And then, one night, she came home early. The house was quiet. Too quiet. She found Ethan in his crib. But something was off. That's when she saw it. Milo wasn't barking at Claire anymore. No, he was barking at something else. A bottle. Just sitting there on the table. Half full. And Milo was trying to tell her something. My daughter picked it up. Took a sniff. Bitter. Her heart stopped. She took a sip. Just a tiny one. But that was all it took. Sleeping pills. My daughter turned to Claire, her hands shaking. "What? What did you put in this?" she asked. Claire's face went pale. She took a step back. What? I didn't do anything." But Milo knew. That little dog had known all along. My daughter's fingers trembled as she dialed 911. Claire backed away, stammering. I just needed him to sleep more. He cries so much. And I couldn't." The police arrived minutes later. Claire was arrested. And when the tests came back, my daughter's worst fear was confirmed. Ethan's bottle had been laced with a sedative. Claire had been drugging him just to make her job easier. And Milo had been trying to warn us all along. They say dogs don't understand us, that they don't think the way we do. But I'll tell you something. Milo knew. That night, when my daughter held Milo close, she whispered, "Thank you. You saved him." And Milo? He just wagged his little tail and curled up beside Ethan's crib, like he always did. Because no matter what, he would never let anything happen to that boy.